Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 550 cost evaded match in the buffed Dryzen. We're going to be on military base for this round here, and the Dryzen was buffed as part of the July 2026 unit adjustments. I looked back on my channel to see if I had made a video on the Dryzen in the past, and to my surprise, I apparently have never made a standalone video featuring this suit. I know I have likely used it on Saturday streams and maybe I've talked about it there, but in terms of a dedicated video, I have nothing on the Dryzen, or at least until today with this video here, but prior to that, no, nothing at all, which really surprised me because I really like the Dryzen as a mobile suit. It is one of those suits that I really want to have in model kit form. I have tried finding the double Zeta color variant, that's the one that I would like to get of the high grade, but I've had no luck so far trying to locate it. I haven't seen the sleeves version either, so the Dresden is one of those suits that I really want a model kit of, but it's just one of those that seems to really want to elude me, so hopefully one of these days I will find a Dresden high grade. But for how the mobile suit is here in GBO2, yeah, this suit was buffed recently, and it did get a really nice adjustment handed to it, which is what we'll be going over in this video here. The Dryzen is a general type mobile suit. It starts at cost 550 and goes up to cost 700 at level 4. And looking at what they changed about this unit, starting with the unit specs. The unit HP has been enhanced from 23,000 to 25,000, with upper levels also being enhanced. For your part slots, your close range slots have been increased from 18 to 19, your mid range slots have been increased from 15 to 16, and your long range slots have been increased from 7 to 8, with all of those also having the upper levels enhanced. The unit skill, Pursuit Melee Ox Program Level 1, has been given. For the Level 3 and above, the unit skill, Pursuit Melee Ox Program Level 2, has been given. The unit skill, Special Leg Buffer Level 3, has been adjusted to Level 4, with upper levels also being enhanced. The unit skill, Damage Control Level 1, has been adjusted to Level 2, with upper levels also being enhanced. The unit skill, Enhanced Tackle Level 4, has been adjusted to Level 6, with upper levels also being enhanced. The unit skill, Force Injector Level 2, has been adjusted to Level 3, and the unit skill, Emergency Evasion System Level 1, has been adjusted to Level 2, meaning you now have a double dodge roll. Moving on to our main melee weapon, the Long Beam Tomahawk. The power of this weapon has been increased from 2,500 to 2,600, with upper levels also being enhanced, and they increased the downward melee attack strength of this weapon. For your sub-weapon, the 3-barrel beam cannon, the power for this weapon has been increased from 350 to 400, with upper levels also being enhanced. The stagger accumulation value has been enhanced, making it easier to cause stagger to the opponent with this weapon, and the ASL automatic aiming compensation range has been extended. Finally, for our sub-weapon, the Tri-Blade ×3, the power for this weapon has been increased from 1,100 to 1,400, with upper levels also being enhanced, and the reload time for this weapon has been shortened from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. And that is going to be everything we have here for the unit adjustments for the Dryzen. And as I mentioned, a really nice set of adjustments for this mobile suit to have received. I have noticed the Dryzen a lot more in matches, primarily at 550 and 600, those areas that are like closer to its native cost, but I have also seen the Dryzen be used at 700 cost as well, which from what I had seen in the final results screen for those matches, the Dryzen did seem to perform relatively well. I haven't tried the 700 cost Dryzen for myself yet to see how much it can really do at that cost, but given that at 700 that would be the level 4 version of the Dryzen, it does give you probably the best access to start using many of the overtune parts, and they did give you the added part slots to work with as part of this adjustment, so that should make it a bit easier to throw on some like different overtune parts and really see what you can equip to it, so that is already a really good positive for the adjustments here. Of course, having more part slots in general is always a really nice thing for any mobile suit to get, so I do like to see that for the Dryzen here. What I also now like after the adjustment for this suit is the Long Beam Tomahawk, which previously this actually was not my preferred weapon for the Dryzen. I would actually use the Heat Saber that could be equipped on this suit instead, and I think the big two reasons why I preferred the Beam Saber over the Long Beam Tomahawk is because, for starters, I think I just wasn't very used to the, like, long axe weapon melee pattern on a hovering suit, I think it did cause me to miss some of my swings a bit too often for me to be like, okay, I'm just going to switch to the heat saber, and I did have easier times using that weapon for the time I used to play the Dryzen a lot more. And the other reason too being that with the Beam Tomahawk you do only have one melee swing, but if you do use the Heat Saber you do get 2 swings, so it did always feel better to use it for that as well. Though with the Long Beam Tomahawk you do have the ability to knock over targets no matter how you hit them, and the downswing does hit targets twice. It's just a matter of really lining up the axe to make sure you can get both hits without drifting too far, because again it is a hovering mobile suit, so you do have the drift aspect of it whenever you do perform a melee attack. And with the adjustments they made to the suit here, with the adjustments to the Long Beam Tomahawk itself and the addition of Pursuit Melee Ox program, it does feel a lot better to use this weapon. It does feel a lot more worth using compared to the Heat Saber. I might try to play this suit again with the Heat Saber to see what it can do with the Pursuit Melee skill, since that will also apply to that weapon as well. I'm actually not sure with the Beam Tomahawk if the Pursuit Melee will activate when a enemy mobile suit is falling over. I want to say that is only for the level 2 version of the skill. I think it's for the level 1 version, it's only if the target is toppled. I could be wrong about that. I do want to say that the level 1 and level 2 version might have some differences on when the skill activates, but again, I could be very wrong in that, so if anybody knows, please correct me down in the comments below. I do need to really look at that skill again, since it has been a while since I've read what the different levels of it can actually do. But, yeah, you do have the ability to do more damage to an enemy when they are knocked over, which, given the Dryzen does have some really good melee power, yeah, really good skill to have on the suit. So, yeah, I really do like the Long Beam Tomahawk now. That is a weapon that I am a lot more fond of compared to what I felt about it in the past. And for the 3-bill beam cannon and the tri-blade, I don't have a whole lot to say about those weapons. I think both of those got some really nice adjustments on their own. Really, the only thing I want to highlight with the tri-blade is that I really like the shortened reload going from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. I'm not sure if it's just me, but it does feel very noticeable with the shorter reload time. I'm not sure if that's just because I haven't used the Dryzen in a hot minute now, so I don't remember what the 10-second reload was like, but yeah, from a performance standpoint, I do think this is a really good adjustment, since the tri-blades are a guidable instant stun, so having more access to those with a shorter reload is definitely a really nice thing to have for the Dryzen here. And overall, I really like all the adjustments that they did to this suit. It does feel like a really nice general to use, so yeah, do like what they did here, and we're going to let the last few seconds of this round play out before we get to the final results screen. And gonna fire one more rocket, unfortunately gonna hit the enemy with iframes, so no last second damage for the round here, but that is gonna be timeout mission over, and let's see how we did with the buffed Dryzen at 550. A few good works in the side chat there, and did get top individual and top assist for this round here, and first place with 7 kills and 2 loss, so good match there with the buffed Dryzen. And that's going to be all I have for this video here. I don't have really anything else to say about the Dryzen buff here. Overall, I think it was really good, and it did make me a fan of the Long Beam Tomahawk. So now we just gotta wait for the Magnum Martell from UC Engage to get added to GBO2, so we can have another suit that uses the Long Beam Tomahawk. Though I assume whenever that suit gets added, it's probably going to have its own version of the Tomahawk, either as a main melee weapon or either as a sub-weapon, depending on how they want to add it. But yeah, still waiting for the Magnum Martell to get added to GBO2, saving my tokens and all that, and it's just still so weird since that is one of the key story mobile suits from the game, so it's very weird that we still do not have that suit in GBO2 yet. You would think it would have been added around the same time as the Jan Fjavin, since they both come from the same story, but no, apparently not. We're still waiting on it, so hopefully someday soon we'll see the Magnum Martell, but that's going to be everything I have for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the buffed Dryzen. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if that's, I will see you all in the next one. Later.